It's now 4 minutes past one. In 56 minutes, Nigel Farage will be making, as he has just said on Twitter, an announcement about his future in public life. The country awaits with bated breath, and we all wonder what this could be. Well, let us sift through the tea leaves and see if we can work out what might be about to happen. Nigel has been an MEP. He's been in public life since about 1999, when he first became an MEP. He has subsequently been a member of the European Parliament, where he famously did no work and rarely turned up. He campaigned for Brexit. He dragged Britain out of the European Union with catastrophic consequences. He led UKIP, he led the Brexit Party, and he led the Reform Party, all of which were kind of all of which were sort of his own little fiefdoms. He has had a wonderful, easy ride from newspapers, from TV stations, from interviewers. He has had a almost unbelievable amount of free help from the BBC, an organisation that should carry the shame of its relentless promotion of him, until the heat death of the universe. He's had politics on an easy setting for 2 decades. Why? Because he has understood politics' kind of simplest and yet most misunderstood rule. Grievance is what sells, and if you can generate lots of it, then people will listen to you. Of course, grievance isn't a formula for government, and Farage, if we study the model of Trump, his supposed friend, though I'm not entirely sure Trump really remembers who Farage is, then grievance is an opportunity to ride into power on a wave of kind of populist anger and get up to all sorts while you're there. The moment that Farage has faced even a scintilla of scrutiny, and bear in mind the recent scrutiny of Farage over his loan from Christopher Harborne and from George Cottrell, his funding from George Cottrell, is as nothing compared to what, say, for example, Diane Abbott faced for drinking a mojito on the tube. It is as nothing compared to the monstering of Ed Miliband. It is as nothing compared to the monstering of Jeremy Corbyn. And it is as nothing compared already to the monstering of Zach Polanski. He has been coddled by the British media, coddled. And now, for reasons various upon which I dare to speculate, that coddling is over. Why? I guess, in the normal run of things, these stories, which have been known for a long, long time, I was hearing about these kinds of things, and I'm hardly a particularly connected person. I was hearing about these sorts of things at least a year, if not 2-3 years ago. The names of Christopher Harborne and George Cottrell have been common currency amongst people even paying a tiny bit of attention. So it's not that our media thought that this was a squeaky clean guy and shock horror. There's a kind of the whiff of scandal about him. They know he's not. They know he's a chancer. They know that he's plays fast and loose with the truth. They know all of that. But something different, I think, changed. And I think it is the 4 by-election losses in 6 months. One is unfortunate. 4 is a pattern. No, it might be slightly longer than 6 months because the first of the 4 was Caerphilly. But my guess is somebody somewhere, probably a very, very wealthy person, probably somebody with a great deal of media power, probably somebody very elderly, proprietor of maybe multiple newspapers and media outlets, has had a look at the bigger picture around Farage and thought, nah, it's not going to work. There's no way he's going to lead that party. It might look like it at first glance, but there's no way he's going to lead that party into Downing Street in 2029. And in fact, probably what's going to happen is this multi-party moment is going to collapse again into a two-party moment, maybe 2.5, three-party moment. And the departure of Starmer will see Labour's fortunes restore. I mean, Labour have every opportunity to absolutely fuck that one into the sun, and they may well do, yeah. But there's a whisker of a chance there for them. The Tories might revive, and I think the powers that be in Britain's right-wing media establishment have looked at Farage and thought, no, this experiment with insurrection is over. And that's why there is open season. What you might get if you're a right-wing media oligarch and you look at Burnham, and if you play your cards right, you might get a Tony Blair who plays ball and will join in the next illegal war in the Middle East and will do all sorts of nasty things that you rather approve of. Or if you don't, if you look like you're going to veer too far to the left, then, see what's happening with the Tories. Maybe Baden Oxford supporting. If not, get her out and get somebody else in. But I guess that's what accounts for the sudden decline in Farage's fortunes and the fact that journalism has started to notice him and notice what he's been up to. They knew, of course they do, and there's going to be more to come. Someone like him never has 2 scandals following him around. If there's even one that we're aware of, there's a dozen we don't. So be prepared for, that bit in Ghostbusters where the mayor comes and shuts down the ghost containment unit and all of the the ghouls and the horrors begin to fly out around New York City. Someone's got one of those for Farage and they're going to yank the lever southwards. I absolutely guarantee it. And then people will gasp in surprise at this kind of hale and well-met fellow with kind of pub bonhomie with a pint and a fag and occasionally says stuff a bit like Enoch Powell, ain't gonna be the guy you thought he was. Or, if you're like me, he's gonna be the guy you absolutely thought he was. So, we're going to see now, it's now 3:13, so the Nigel clock is counting down. Expect grievance, expect resentment, expect bad grace, expect really the problems that he has accumulated for himself to be generated by everybody else. And don't expect for him to disappear, because he's going to find the kind of job that all politicians really, really want. He's going to get a media job. Oh, yes, because that's easy. And you can say stuff and genuinely nobody ever picks you up on it. Okay, so let's see. Fun times.